Hey everyone, welcome back to the RPGames YouTube channel. My name is Ralph. This is Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We are somewhere underground. We had the audacity to try and shoot Descari, a demon lord, and then he kind of opened up a big hole in the ground and we fell in. And that leads us to being here. Let's explore this place. Good thing there is some mushrooms giving us a little bit of light. Oh, there is Seelah.
Holy mother of...
A small woman with messy brown hair winces in pain, uttering a stream of curses through clenched teeth. She's pinned to the ground by a couple of weighty boulders.
Hey, stay with me. You actually got pretty lucky. You fell down into a black hole. But at least you're not on your own. You've got a great companion. Everything's going to be just fine. Tell me something. Can you feel your legs?
I feel them all right. When say no to a little less feeling in them. My ankle's killing me, but my back seems to still be in one piece. My head, too.
That's all that matters. Now, we're going to... Hey! Fancy meeting you down here. You're the one that Terendelev healed today, right? You aren't injured, are you? Will you help me get her out from under the boulders?
Why are you acting as if we're not family, Seelah? I'm your brother, remember? We have skill checks and dialogues. During the course of the game, you will have to apply your skills in many different situations. Frequently, you will have to make a skill check during dialogue. Here, for example, we're trying to help Seelah fetch Anevia from beneath the rubble. The result of such checks determines how events subsequently pan out. Let's take a look. Why should we help her is not an option because we're a lawful good paladin. Or, well, we're a monk, but we're a soon-to-be paladin. This is an athletics check with a difficulty of 12. We have a +8, so that should be no problem at all. We could do a knowledge whirl, but we have no skill points in that. Or we could go evil, but yeah, not a chance. Hold on, we're going to get you out from under there. If we manage, at least, in that skill check. Oh, we did. Okay. So it shows you the results. We rolled a 16 +8, and that beats 12. You've made a successful skill check and helped Seelah pull Anevia from beneath the rubble. If you had failed to check, Seelah would have had to act alone, so she would have become fatigued and incurred a temporary penalty to some of her abilities. Alright. Summoning all your strength, you managed to lift the rocks up enough to free the wounded woman from the rubble.
Damn it all. I think it's broken. Oh well, I've had worse. I'll just make myself a splint out of something. Thanks for the help. I wouldn't have lasted long on my own stuck under there. I'm Anevia Tirabade, of the Eagle Watch. I was overseeing security at the festival square. I thought maybe spies or demon worshippers might have something nasty planned. What actually happened, though, now that I did not see coming. I don't think anyone could have been prepared for that.
Yeah, no shit. I didn't think that the protector of the city, an actual freaking dragon, would be slain with one hit by the demon lord. I did not see that one coming.
Well, I'm Seelah. Paladin by the grace of Iomade. I crossed the whole continent to come to Mendev and fight demons. And well, I've been fighting for a while now.
Oh cool, so she is a paladin of Iomade as well. Very funny, in the previous episode I was very proud of pronouncing that name correctly, only to then mispronounce it pretty much during the whole episode. Well done.
I don't even want to think what might be happening up there in the city. Kenabres has lost the protection of Terendelev, and of the Wardstone too, looks like. It's a relic without equal. It was placed here personally by Iomade's herald, with the goddess's blessing. I really wanted to go see it, to pray before it. But there's no point worrying about a stone when there are people dying in the streets.
So the ward stones are a chain of powerful artifacts, keeping the World Wound's expansions at bay. The first and greatest in the chain was erected in the city of Kenabres by the hand of the inheritor himself, a golden-winged angel sent by the goddess Iomeda.
Yeah, things are looking grim enough, but don't lose heart. Wardstone or no, dragon or no, Kenabres will never give in. Simple as. Well, we've introduced ourselves. What about you?
My name is Skoldar Ainlor.
Good to meet you. Now, tell us all about yourself.
Yeah, let's sit down, have a cup of coffee, and talk while demons are ravaging the city up above.
Whoa, girl. Slow down. Exchanging names is enough for now. We don't have time to be swapping life stories. We need to find a way out of here.
Hey, someone with a bit of sense, sis.
Now then, I'll hobble my way out of here somehow. The city ain't far, only 30 paces or so. That's if you're going straight up, of course. I'm afraid we're gonna have to go the long way round.
To summarize, there are 3 of us with 5 working legs, 3 pairs of decent hands, 2 clear heads, and 1 made of wood. That's mine. Underground monsters beware! Anevia, you stay behind us. You're in no fit state to fight. If we do come up against anything, the 2 of us will try to manage on our own first. Well, onward! May the good deities lead us back to the open sky soon.
Alright, so now we have a party with several characters. Oh, we actually have only 2. Anevia is not included in the party. Alright, that's fine. That is clear, so we can select them. Let's see, is there anything here that we can do? There is our first chest. You will find a lot of objects that contain loot, enemy corpses, boxes, barrels, and many other environmental elements. To see what's inside in a container, approach it and interact with it as with any other interactive object. So we're gonna click on it. Oh yeah, that is good. Let's see, we have torches, we have a flail, cloak of resistance, a long sword, and a short spear. Let's grab all of that. You have acquired a new piece of equipment for the main character. To equip it, open the inventory. Ooh, there is something else here. Durandalef's Scale. You restore life to a deceased party member. A raised creature has a number of hit points equal to its current hit dice. Raise Dead also removes the dead door condition. Let's grab that. And we can actually rotate the screen now, so we can walk around properly. Ooh. Still stuff coming down here. We have... The fine apparel of this young half-elf woman is torn and stained with blood, dust and dirt. However, she holds herself with such dignity that you would be forgiven for thinking you were at a high society party, and not in dank catacombs out in the city. Her fingers grip her rapier hilt with confidence, ready to draw it at the moment's notice. At her feet lies a dead body, so mutilated that at first glance it's hard to tell if it's an animal or a human. Here is Camellia, who didn't feel like fetching Durandalef when I was wounded. Great.
Relax, friend. We're not demons or cultists. Don't poke my eye out with that thing, alright? We fell down here during the attack. I'm Seelah, that's Anevia, and this is our new friend. We're looking for a way back to the surface.
Really? I'm so ever glad to hear it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Camellia. I was also in the square when... I can scarcely believe it. How did all those demons get into the city? I thought, naively it now seems, that the Wardstone protected us from attack. And Durandalef, I can't wrap my head around it.
Not many could withstand a strike from a demon lord, not even Durandalef.
I can't argue with that. We're fortunate to be alive, albeit underground.
Daskari himself has come to Kenabres. There's no mistaking that ugly mug. Durendalev tried to fight him, but what could she do against a near deity? Even the Wardstone was no help. Our city used to be protected by powerful forces, but now...
Anevia shakes her head.
We've seen how powerless they truly are. Henceforth, we shall have no one but ourselves to rely on, I suppose.
Tell me a bit more about yourself, Camellia.
Who am I? Just an ordinary citizen who decided to take a stroll through the square on the day of the festival. But that's not what you wish to know, is it? You most likely wish to know whether I'll be a burden should you ask me to join your group. No need to worry about that. I can assure you that I am skilled with a rapier, and I also possess some knowledge of magic.
Oh, great. She touches the polished snake skull amulet that hangs around her neck. What happened to that poor man over there at your feet? The mutilated one, who is he?
I don't know. He must have been in the square when disaster struck. I tried to revive him, but he was already dead, sadly.
So you say, Camellia, so you say. I find it highly suspect that there is a dead person at your feet.
He didn't get these wounds from the fall. Be on your guard. Whatever killed him likely hasn't gone far.
I feel our first combat coming up. What about you?
Hang on. I think I know him. His name's Aravashniel, the egghead from the library. He was a good lad, even if he was kind of stuck up. May his soul rest in peace.
So, do you want to join us, Camellia?
Certainly. Survivors should stick together. It's only sensible. Who knows what else could be prowling about in these caves?
Alright, let's keep moving then. There must be a way back to the surface somewhere around here.
That's right. It would be the height of foolishness to survive a demon attack only to perish under a pile of rubble.
Let's see if this poor bloke has anything useful on him. Not to sound like a heartless brigand or nothing, but we kinda need all the supplies we can get right now.
Yeah, if you thought this was a game where we don't loot the bodies of fallen people, you were sorely mistaken. Oh, what happened there? Companion Camellia has the ability Cure Light Wounds. To use it, click on the companion, click on the icon with the spell. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Let's check out that loot first. It is a dagger.
I'll watch your back.
Let's see, Camellia, Cure Light Wounds. Let's follow the tutorial. There we go. And then let's move on. In dark places such as caves, it's hard to see anything. There are two main ways to light your path. The first is to cast a light spell on a character walking in front of the party. The second is to give one of the characters an ever-burning torch. There should be a third one. Does the Angelkin not have this anymore? There we go. We have a light halo. There is light.
We will be victorious.
Oh, we found our first combat. When combat begins, the game is paused. What is going on? Okay, so I'm using the turn-based combat system here, just to figure out how it goes. I might switch to the real-time combat at some point, or I might keep using this, I'm not quite sure yet. But since I never used it during my Kingmaker playthrough, I'm quite curious to see how this works. Plus it gives me a little bit more of, I don't know, XCOM Enemy Unknown or Banner Saga feel with the turn-based combat. Let's shoot this thing. And miss. Great. This is someone with a rapier. Let's move up.
Wide open.
That's another miss. Okay. Thanks, NPC. Alright, Seelah.
No glory without
Bang! There we go. That's more like it. Is that the end of combat? Let's see. Ah, no, it's not. There is another one. Can we shoot it from there? I guess. Or maybe not. We can still move. Let's move over here to have a clearer shot.
The spirits demand your blood.
Another miss. Yep, that's leave it up to the NPCs to clear the room. Alright, we found another body down here. It's nice that this the fallen bodies are immediately titled loot. Let's not pretend that we care about the fallen bodies, right? Alright, let's move on. Maybe we should put some kind of... Is that not possible yet? I think this somehow makes sense. There we go. There is more loot, but is that a trap? No. It's another scale. Alright. Still need to get used to turning the screen.
They are the darkness.
So, turn-based mode and turn-based combat characters act in turns. The order of turns is determined by the initiative check and depends on the character's corresponding ability score. Which is dexterity, by the way. A character can take some actions during their turn, and then the turn of the next character in the initiative queue starts. So, yeah. You can pause the screen if you want to read everything. I think this is rather self-explanatory. I would hope. Let's see, we can shoot it from here.
Strike with all your might!
I haven't hit anything yet. That's reassuring. Camellia.
You are today's sacrifice!
Let's move you in.
Go for their hearts!
Oh, you cannot attack it? Oh, great. Let's see, enlarge person. How about we enlarge Seelah over here? Can we not do that? Apparently not. That was a miss, luckily. Is it because it's flying that we cannot hit it?
Into the fray!
Yeah, that looks to be the problem.
We can do it!
And since I keep missing, that's it's not gonna get better. So, what can I do with this? Let's see, what does this do? Spirit weapon enchantment, that doesn't do much. Do we have anything that is ranged? Oh, Seelah actually has a bow. Alright. Whose turn is it now? You are not really able to do much, so let's move out of the way. Got an attack of opportunity, which we dodged, luckily. Okay, so Seelah, can you change to ranged? That would be helpful.
The light, take you!
And now.
Forwards!
This is so ridiculous. I cannot hit anything. You're doing great, Kaldar. You are doing great. Dismiss spell, that doesn't do much. Yeah. Luckily the fly cannot hit anything either.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
That is a little bit of damage, but not a lot.
We won't falter!
Oh, look at that. Our first hit and a kill. Man, that took way longer than it should have. Is this our first split in the road? It is. Uh-oh. Let's look at our map here. Let's take the right side first.
We cannot be defeated!
Oh, the centipede is first. Okay. Yeah, well done, NPC. There it is. We don't have to do anything.
I heed the voice of the spirits.
Except maybe heal ourselves. But other than that, we are good to go. Where was that NPC when we needed her to kill the freaking fly? There is some more loot, braces of armor. There is nothing further. Alright, I guess we'll move in the other direction then.
Save the last one for me.
Guess what? There's another fly that we won't be able to hit.
Strike with all your might!
Oh, that was a hit. Okay, I didn't say anything then. Camellia, you are not gonna do very much. Did it go down? It did. Alright.
Into the fray!
Can't I shoot it?
Thank you!
Okay, let's move back to that then.
We can do it!
That was a miss. Man, this Anevia is killing everything left and right. Very nice. What is this? Flame tongue. Oh, a cooking ingredient. Alright. And rainbow quartz.
Charge!
This is some type of lizard. Monitor lizards. Let's see. Camellia. Let's put you up front.
Forwards!
Hey, I'm starting to learn how this boating works. That's positive. Let's remain in place here. Yep, that's a hit and a kill. I think this is like the equivalent of like a first level party and then taking along like 8 level party member, which it feels like this Anevia is is to us. Can we see if there's something down here? Doesn't really look like it. Lann! Okay, we found someone again.
No, I can't just walk away. It's got to be here somewhere.
You struggle to make out the man's features in the gloom as soon as he steps into the circle of light. However, you realize that you have never encountered a creature like this before. The stranger looks like the work of a vivisectionist who attempted to stitch together a lizard and a man. And a goat as well, I think. That is, I think that is one of those, what were they called? Mongrels? As a race, I believe.
Wenduag!
The man notices you and freezes. The curling horror protruding from his head casts a malevolent shadow on the cave wall. Oh, there is another one.
Did you find it? Who is that?
The woman looks just as strange as her companion. Like a cross between a cat and a spider. When she catches sight of you, she immediately drops into a fighting stance. Her movements reveal the lethal grace of a wild predator.
The do-gooders here to save our mongrel souls, no doubt. Wait, they might know what's going on up there.
Demons are laying waste to Kenabres. That's a good summary.
If things are as bad as you say, then we all have to hurry.
You didn't come from the direction of the shield maze. Damn it. I couldn't care less about what's happening on the surface, but the maze.
I realize that you guys have your own troubles, but we need to be in Kenabres. People are dying up there. Please, show us the way out.
Who are you? Tieflings?
Tieflings are the descendants of people who sullied themselves by mating with demons. Our ancestors would never sink that low. We are the underground crusaders, the children of the Crusade's finest.
Sadly, underground crusaders is a bit of a mouthful, so people usually just call us mongrels.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that somewhere.
You just love repeating that, don't you, Lann? Mongrels. That's what the Uplanders call us. But we call ourselves neathers.
No matter what you call us, it's not gonna stop our horns, hooves, or tails from growing.
I've never heard of underground crusaders before.
In Kenabres, they're called mongrels. People say that they come up to the surface at night and eat anyone foolish enough to wander alone after midnight. To tell you the truth, I thought you guys were just a tale to tell kids at night.
That's human gratitude for you. Our forefathers suffered the consequences of demonic corruption, all to protect Mendev and Golarion. And for what? So we could become monsters used to frighten children.
So the nation of Mendev is a land defined by its conflict with abyssal forces unheard of anywhere else in Golarion. The people of this beleaguered land are locked in a constant struggle with the World Wound, the demonic rift that lies beyond its western border. And Golarion is a planet that orbits a yellow sun in the far reaches of the material plane. Third of 11 in orbit, this blue planet contains vast oceans and lush green lands and is the perfect environment for countless cultures. Indeed, Golarion is the most populous planet in its solar system. Its innately hospitable and life-sustaining environment is presumably the work of the gods, so astronomers sometimes refer to Golarion as the child. Astronomers of other planets, however, often refer to Golarion as the cage, in reference to its cosmic role as the prison of the mad god Rovagug, who lies bound at the world's core. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that about Golarion. Okay, I'm learning.
Every mongrel has their own take on it. Our chief, for example, thinks of us as something like a reserve military force. He thinks we're standing by until the moment we're needed, and when we emerge on the surface and save the day, all the people will see how good we are and they'll love us for it. Yeah, he leaves that last part out when he talks about it, of course, but it's easy enough to read between the lines.
So what is this place?
This is the hall where we remember the glory of our forebears. Sorry about the mess. It doesn't usually look like this, trust me. Sometimes we even wipe the dust off the exhibits.
This is where the relics of the first crusaders are displayed. Our lives are short. Our glories are quickly forgotten. But this place helps us to remember that we are just as worthy as anyone else. And that our lives are not lived in vain.
The first crusaders? You've been down here that long? That's crazy.
What are you doing here?
That's none of your
Isn't it?
We're looking for a holy sword. It was here, in the center, sticking out of a rock. The sooner we find it, the better. Some kids from our tribe took off for the shield maze. They figured it had collapsed, and now it's their time to go up to the surface, like all the legends foretold. Except they don't have a clue what's waiting for them up there. They're not fighters. And Saul, the chief of our tribe, is dead set against it. He says that now isn't the time for the underground crusaders to take up arms. If we get the holy sword, we might be able to change the chief's mind.
It's a fool's errand. None of us will be able to hold the sword, let alone use it to save anyone. It's not an ordinary weapon. It's made from righteous heavenly flame, and will burn anyone who touches it. Do you think you're special, Lann?
So heaven is a plane in the outer sphere, a realm of pure righteousness, where the forces of good gather to aid those on less virtuous planes and help worthy souls find rest. Though inconceivably large, it appears to most viewers as a mountain with a mysteriously floating peak. Heaven's residents see law and goodness as largely the same force, order is the greatest good, and goodness is the greatest order. They recognize the good intentions of the Azatas of Elysium, but view them as misguided children. Similarly, they oppose the lawful evil forces of hell, but credit them with intelligence and believe that they can at least be reasoned into truces and stalemates, and perhaps even redeemed.
I'll pick it up with my teeth and tie it to my hand if I have to. It doesn't matter. An angel's sword and a troop of stalwart mongrels will be able to work a minor miracle. Speaking of which, you're still here, Wendu, which means that deep down, you know it's possible.
A sword of holy flame? How did it wind up down here?
It came here with its owner, a long time ago. 50,000 gongs to be precise.
70 years ago, in Uplander time.
50,000 gongs ago, our forebears found a dead angel here, along with the bodies of his comrades. The tribe gave them a dignified burial, and they were laid to rest with their weapons. But the flaming angelic sword was stuck in a rock, and no one was able to pull it out. It burned to the touch, like real fire. So the rock was placed over the angel's grave. It should be here somewhere.
Angels are a group of altruistic celestials native to all three upper planes, Nirvana, Heaven, and Elysium. They represent all the multiple interpretations of goodness. The eldest angels were one of the first creations of the primordial deities of good, making them one of the oldest races in the great beyond, and were trained as celestial guardians and servants from birth. Most serve their creators to this day. Most angels in modern times come from ascended good mortal souls rather than direct divine creation. Sometimes these souls even retain aspects of their mortal forms.
Maybe the angel will dig himself out and find the sword for us. That might be our best shot in this chaos.
Lann, watch your tongue.
Mace, so does this really lead to the surface?
Yes, there are other ways up, But they are far from here, and after the earthquakes, there's a good chance they've collapsed. But the maze... There's a legend among our people that when the walls of the maze fall, that will be a signal for us, the underground crusaders, that the time has come to go up to the surface and fight the demons in the final confrontation. Until then, the people say the maze is shielding us from taking rash actions. I'm the only one in our whole tribe to have been in the maze. And even I don't know if it's true. But the further I went in the maze, the fresher the air became. That means that it really must lead to the surface.
When the ceiling and walls started shaking, the young ones in our tribe lost their heads. They figured the maze was going to collapse, so it was time to go up to the surface. They grabbed whatever weapons were on hand and ran off toward the maze. They think the maze is no longer a danger to them. They've been listening to Wenduag too much.
Don't try to blame this on me. Yes, I told them that our people are capable of making our way through the maze. In the future. But I always told them to wait until I had made a map of all the maze's dangers. I warned them 100 times. But it was no use. My words just went in one ear and out the other.
Well, we'll find the sword faster if we work together. I'll help you.
Thanks. An extra pair of eyes can only help. The sword will be easy enough to spot. It looks, swordy. Help us, and in return, we'll get you out of here.
Okay, so we're looking for a sword that looks swordy. Yep. If I have to pick the intelligent one, it's gonna be the other one.
Now we're talking. Let's get to work. It's a good thing we all bumped into each other, isn't it?
What, you want to find the sword quickly so the underground monsters bring you back to the surface? So be it.
Hidden objects. Some interactive objects aren't easy to find. Moving past such an object, every character automatically makes a perception skill check. If the skill check is successful, the object is found, it's highlighted, drawing your attention, and can now be interacted with. Alright, so...
I found... something?
There is something here, that hidden thing, but we have loot here which requires... Oh no, this requires lore religion, the statue I guess.
Ah, not this time.
And we failed it. Statue of an unknown knight. The technique is crude, but the figure was clearly crafted with genuine feeling. Okay. We found some food. Let's take a look at this loot. It's a copper ring. It's not a angelic sword, that's for sure. The room looks like an old improvised museum, or perhaps some kind of temple.
Now what is that?
Is this a sword? Nope. Close, but no cigar. Let's see if
What do we have here?
if we can find this sword. That's not a sword either.
No, what is that?
There is a lot of hidden stuff in here.
What's that there?
What do we have here?
Oh, here it is. Okay, and just like in the Pathfinder Kingmaker game, we also have story parts where we We read through part of the story and then make choices, and based on those choices, the story continues. Day 16, the month of Arodus, in the year 4715. A strange flash pierces the gloom, and Colder Ainlor feels drops of searing blood run down his chest. The wound healed by Tyrandalev reopens and weeps scarlet, but there is no pain or weakness. A hazy scene appears, a cave chamber. This one, or another one entirely. Colder Ainlor's heartbeat quickens, and a stream of thoughts suddenly bursts into his mind, thoughts that clearly belong to another. Treachery. They betrayed me, trapped me, and stabbed me in the back. My trusted allies, my trusted friends, the people I swore to protect. The people for whom I descended from heaven and came to this turbulent mortal world. There they are, up ahead, in the gloom of the cave. What are they waiting for? Are they afraid to draw any closer? Do they believe I am about to die from their traitorous blows? Next to me, a quiet moan. A girl with a golden braid lies on the rocks, clutching her slashed side. She refused to join with the traitors and paid dearly for it. Could have tried to run, but I will not. Whilst I'll still have strength, I must... While recognizing the foreign origin of these thoughts, Colder Ainlor intuits that he can control them somehow. Let's try to heal the wounded girl. Yes, that seems good. A spark of healing magic illuminates the eerie, murky scene before Colder Ainlor. The wounded girl opens her eyes and whispers, "Lariel, you said that everything was going to change soon. You said you and the other warriors of heaven would be leaving us on a grand mission to stop the demons forever. Is that true?" The frenzy of foreign thoughts come faster and faster, like a rushing river, and images flash by, one after another. A priestess in colorful robes observing the stars. A young female paladin praying, clutching her glowing sword. A majestic golden-winged angel gazing into the distance, his face covered by a helmet but his voice ringing clear. "Only if you're willing, and only if you're ready. There is no going back. Then don't waste your strength healing me," the girl whispers. "Your mission is more important. Take care, it's near. There, in the vision." The darkness in the cave stirs into motion. Something massive appears from within its depths, a vague shadow, an outline, a nightmare come to life. A wave of odious chirruping and rustling emanates from the shadow, the sound piercing like hot irons lancing through flesh and bone. The traitors fall to their knees before the shadow in reverent ecstasy, and the wounded girl thrashes in her death throes. The yawning chest wound burns white hot. Colder Ainlor's head pounds with pain, and it is no longer clear whose pain it is. The person called Lariel who sent this vision, or the one unlucky enough to receive it. Let's see. Will, that requires a 10, or Knowledge Arcana, that requires a 10 as well. Let's try to resist the malign influences. Oh, that succeeded. Okay, great. We rolled what? We rolled a 10. Lucky. The force of the attack, though originating in a vision, is terrifying, but Colder Ainlor is stronger. He shakes off the pain and torpor, and alas, the one who sent the vision cannot claim the same. He is broken and exhausted. A monstrous shadow emerges from the murk of the cave. It is not real, it exists only in this strange vision or memory. But the thrill of fear it provokes is more than real. The shadow's features starkly resemble those of the Skari, the terrifying demon lord. In a movement as swift as thought itself, the monster's hand is wrapped around the throat of the one they call Lariel. The foolish angel struggling on the rocks, like a fly with its wings torn off, intones the shadow. Its voice changes as it moves, shifting from a quiet whispering to a sonorous shout, becoming young, then old and quavering. "Where is your goddess, angel? Where is her self-assured herald? How is it that you are dying here alone, so far from the light of your heaven? A strange calm envelops the thoughts of the one called Lariel. He recognizes who stands before him, and he knows he will never bow down before this enemy. The flaming sword flares to life in his hand, bright, pure, flickering with multicolored sparks like a sunbeam through stained glass. Slash! Insert Guns N' Roses solo here. The blade slices through the demonic creature's flesh, and the monster recoils with a howl, releasing his grip on Lariel's throat. The angel falls back heavily on the rocks. His vitality is ebbing, but his pride remains undiminished. He grips the sword, and with his last burst of strength plunges it into the rock. Calder Ainlor senses that the vision is fading, the rush of thoughts diminishing, like a river running dry. The last thing he hears is this: "You will kill me, monster, this I know, but one day someone will come here and raise up my sword. They will raise it up and, let's see, save and protect the innocent." The vision disappears, vanishing in a burst of colors. Calder Ainlor does not hear the final words, but he seems to complete the thought, taking it to heart. The words fly from his lips, and with them something else. The heat blazing in Calder Ainlor's chest fades away. The edges of the scarlet wound close, leaving not even a scar behind. Looking down, Calder Ainlor sees the flaming sword in his hand, or rather, its outline, the memory of what the sword looked like. With a final surge of warm and soothing light, the sword vanishes, and the light is drawn into his hand. Calder Ainlor senses that it will return. All he need do is call it. Okay, so I'm the savior.
Hey, are you alright? You were kinda glowing just now.
Are you talking about the halo? Seelah kneels before the light, offering up a prayer to Iomade.
That was it. The light of heaven. But how?
What did you do with it? Where did it go?
I think I saw the memories of Lariel, the angel who died here.
Lariel? That really was Lariel? The angel from the legends. The ancestors even got his name right on the gravestone. The chief will be thrilled.
You. Thousands of gongs and no one's been able to touch it, and now you, an ordinary creature of flesh and blood no different to us, get the sword and start talking about visions.
Now, Wenduag, don't be a sore loser. He is clearly different from us. The sword appeared before him, along with the angel's name and all that other stuff, because he doesn't carry our mongrel taint. Heaven doesn't give a damn how special we are. We're born with evil inside us. Heaven doesn't need to know any more than that. I know you're willing to tear anyone apart to uphold our people's honor, but you and Sol, you just refuse to face the truth. We are the way we are because our ancestors' bodies were corrupted by the Abyss. It does the same thing to plants and animals. There's nothing heroic or special about it. It doesn't make us better, and it doesn't make us worthier.
Okay, so here we are able to take the Angel Mythic Pad. I think this is the unlock for the Angel Mythic Pad. It seems I can control it. Let's see what that does.
That is just... wow, I mean, that's amazing! Heaven has truly blessed you.
This power is the most majestic thing I've ever seen in all my life. Is this what the sun is like, Lann?
Yes, it's similar. But this light is more... golden? Chief Sol needs to see this. Now that we have the power of angels on our side, he can't say no. He'll have to assemble a troop to storm the maze. You Uplanders care about your kids, right? Help us save ours. Without them, we won't survive. And then, the perils of the maze won't be so bad if we go together. We'll make our way through it and find the way to Kenabres.
Lead us to your chief, and I'll decide if I'm going to help you or not.
Let's go. We'll take the short route. Well, the only route, really.
Okay, that is going to be the end of this episode. If you are enjoying this, by all means, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to follow along in this complete playthrough of Rite of the Righteous. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in the next video.